This could be the last time you see this. Historical places. I'm going to start today's episode off on Ventura Boulevard and Winnetka Avenue, right outside Taft Charter High School. Hey guys, TVG here reporting from Woodland Hills, California. As of today's recording, it's September 25th, 2022, Sunday at around 10 a.m. I was just driving by and saw that there's construction going on here, and it's the old 818 Hotel and Pool. It used to be the Comfort Inn. Someone very, very important died here on August 11th, 2011.
Got a picture of your house, and you're standing by the door.
His name is Jani Lane. He was the front man for the hair band, the heavy metal band Warrant in the late 80s.
Heaven isn't too far away.
In 1989, Warrant, Jani Lane, came out with a hit song, Heaven. Heaven isn't too far away. Remember that song? Man, brings back a lot of memories. And then in 1990, he came out with Cherry Pie.
She's my cherry pie. Two drink of water, such a sweet.
And he married the blonde bombshell, the lead actress from the video, Bobby Brown. And these two were a match made in hairband heaven. They had a daughter named Taylor. But he divorced after 2 years. She couldn't handle his alcoholism and the drug abuse and the cheating. In her memoir later in life, she said that he was molested. In her book, that he was molested by a famous member of a heavy metal band and his manager when he first came to California. And that could have contributed to his downward spiral, his alcoholism and drug abuse, his prescription medication abuse. One day it's going to be gone, and I want my son and daughter to know the story. At around 5:30 p.m. on August 11th, on a Thursday night, the police were called. A 911 call was placed right here from the receptionist office.
Room 118.
Okay, room 118. So, are you there?
No, I'm calling at the lobby. I work at the front desk.
Okay, so what?
One of the housekeeping, he checked the guy like maybe he's dead because they checked the guy like his eyes is open in the mouth and he's not breathing.
Was there? He's passed away. Well, then there's nothing else we can do. Help's on the way. Okay. We are on our way.
I mean, back then in the 80s, everyone had long hair. It was like the girls liked it, so that's what everyone was trying to get into. And right over the hill on Sunset Boulevard, the Whiskey A Go-Go, that's where all the action was. And so Jani Lane came from Florida as a glam punk band. And they actually had some traction right here on Sunset Boulevard as Plain Jane. That was the name of his band. And he was born with the name Johnny Oswald. So people thought from Plain Jane that he used to spell his name Jani, which was Johnny. So it stuck. People thought it was Jani from the Plain Jane. So Jani Lane. So it stuck. So when he joined Warrant, he kept his stage name. And because people knew him as that. So that's his stage name, Jani Lane. And he died right here in room 118 of a tragic overdose and alcohol acute poisoning. He made history. Jani Lane got a DUI, and within a year after that he got another DUI and had to spend 120 days in jail. And that was a year before he passed away here. They found pills, prescription medication, and a note. They found a note in his pocket. That's how bad he was getting. Is that someone, a friend of his, put a note in his pocket and it said, "I am Jani Lane." And they actually paid for his hotel room. So Jani Lane was really on a downward spiral. Someone else had to pay for his hotel room. They knew that they would find him unresponsive, and they would find the note in his pocket that said, "I am Jani Lane." And it's just a shame. What a career. Jani Lane and Warrant sold 10 million albums. 10 million albums. 10 million albums. He was famous. I mean, to die alone right here at the Comfort Inn is just devastating. I mean, the hearts were ripped out of our community at that time period because he was the underdog. You had bands like Rat and Quiet Riot and Great White, Guns N' Roses, and many others. And then you had Warrant and Jani Lane, and he was coming up the ranks. And he finally made it. He got a hit song. He made some money. He got married. He had a little daughter, a beautiful little daughter. He made hairband history with that daughter. To die of acute alcohol poisoning and drug abuse, prescription medication, is just, it's a shame. It's devastating. There'll never be another Jani Lane. Rest in peace. You are truly missed, and we love you. Grunge metal. Grunge was coming in, and Jani Lane was pushed out, and he had to rely on his survival skills, and that's why he probably came out here to Woodland Hills. This is not an expensive motel. This is in all of Los Angeles County, this is on the lower end. It's right outside the 101 freeway. If you go down here, you're at Hollywood. If you go down there, you're at Beverly Hills. And if you go down there, that's Calabasas. So this is Woodland Hills, a suburb of Los Angeles. And this is where a lot of famous people would move after they became famous. They wanted to start a family, have kids. They didn't want to be on the other side of the hill. The other side of the hill was more for younger people. So Jani Lane ended up here. He probably was familiar with this area. Drug abuse is just terrible. It does not discriminate. It doesn't matter how rich or poor you are. Park bench to park place, it does not matter. It tears families apart. It literally kills people and their loved ones. But it's a disease. The police department confirmed that there was a note in his pocket. They did contact the person who wrote the note, and they confirmed that it was a true story. And then his family actually got mad at the person that wrote the note, saying that knowing that he had such a big problem, why didn't they come forward and report it? So There's a lot of conflicting ideas of how to handle these situations, but until you're in it, you do not know what to do. So when the police were called by the front desk, they didn't want to go and try to revive him, so they waited until the fire department showed up, and then at 5:30 they pronounced him dead on the scene at age 47. There's nothing they can do. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. Room 118. Can you believe it? His name was Jani Laney. He died at 47 years old. And you make all that money, and you have a daughter, you have something to live for, and just the drug addiction overcame him. In 1996, Jani Lane got married again to an actress model, Roanne Brewer, a former Miss Maryland USA. And they had a daughter. So now he has 2 daughters from 2 separate marriages. And he still couldn't keep it together. When he died, his sister Vicky posted on a blog about Jani Lane's death that alcoholism is not something he chose. He fought every day. It just won. That's gonna do it for today's episode. If you like this video, please give it an old thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and share it with a friend if possible. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. And I'd like to give a couple of shout outs to my favorite YouTubers, Cassidy Campbell, Lamont at Large, Lamont on the Run, Fascinating Graveyard, Black Bigelow, all of that. And of course, last but not least, my son and daughter. TVG,